Anger, don't let it consume you. That's the part that you need to understand. You can't let anger consume you. If you do, you become resentful and you feel like you're mad at everybody. But anger on its own, sometimes we do. See ya, and thank you.
And you said thanks. When you get to Nashville, let me know and I'll get you in a loop.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
Okay.
Got your card. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock, you said?
Eight, I think doors at 7, yeah.
I am going to, what, Gerald needs to say something.
Oh, I just, and I probably would have asked it earlier, like for during your skit, going back and forth. I have that like really bad.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, what are some ways to combat the negative? Because most cases, my negative person wins. It takes over, and it takes over the good part. Like Justice, you get up and it's like, hey, it's a great morning, and then the negative part comes in, and some days the negative person wins, and it shuts you down.
Yeah.
One of the things that I can tell you is that it's not easy. It's no easy fix to it. But you have to find something that you can substitute for that negative reaction. It could be a quote. It can be, sometimes I say, no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. I just say it because that negativity is hitting me hard.
I have that note.
And sometimes it is a song. Sometimes you have to train your brain just the way your brain was started with that negativity, because it started somewhere. You find that core, but once it's there, what you have to do is you gotta cut that core off, and you have to be aware of it, and then you have to do something about it. You have to keep saying to yourself, no, I won't. There is a stop method that they do not think, a lot of people think it doesn't work, but it does. But it really does. You, in your brain, you have the power to say, stop. And so when you start to think negatively, it's an actual psychological method to say, stop. And when you do, it may take you 20 times, but eventually your brain will know that's negative and you're staying away from it. I had a young man, he stole everything. If you did not have your shoes tied, he'd take them too. And he was my client. And I said, Harold, you gotta stop stealing. He said, I just can't stop stealing. So I said to him, we're gonna teach you, I said, we do the stop method. When he was 4 years old, his mother said to him, go in that store and you steal me a bottle of hot sauce. And he got that bottle of hot sauce. And so he brought that bottle of hot sauce back to his mother, and his mother said, what a good boy you are, and hugged him and hugged him and hugged him. Stealing was a positive thing for him. Now I had to help him change that around. He did that stop. He did that stop. He was so sick in his head saying, stop. One day we were sitting at a table, and I had bought him a soda. There was a nickel left, and it was in the middle of the table. And I said, so how's it working? He said, all week long. I said that stop, and I did it. I did it, Susan, but I'm just about to break it. I said, why? He said, you see that nickel? I said, Harold, stop.
That's
He
right.
said, stop. I said, and I grabbed that nickel so it wasn't. But it takes time. It takes time. There's many different ways to do it. Sometimes it's you breathing. Sometimes it is saying something. Like I said, I'm spiritual, so I say that because I'm not going to let that negativity take me down. Sometimes it has to be that you have something that you find that will work for you. But the stop method does work. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, and Carolyn, thank you for bringing that up about anger, because it's not always bad. It's an emotion. It's a true emotion. And it's when we let it take over that it's not any good. When it becomes rage, it's not any good. The other thing is, Gerald brought up too, that he is very excited about the addiction event that we're going to do, and he said he has a sugar addiction. And I said, well, when Dr. Sheila comes, she can help you with that, because that's, addictions are addictions. They just are.
I have a suggestion, if you don't mind. So I try to be a positive person overall, period. And I do get the stop method because sometimes life just kind of hits you in ways where you try to be in control of your emotions and things like that, and you're not.
You just
But one of the things that I found very helpful is simple YouTube. Motivational videos. Will Smith has
He
great
does
ones.
that.
Les Brown,
Every day.
Tony Robbins. Every morning, every night, and even during the day, even in my car.
Yeah.
So maybe have you listened to Will Smith?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
Eric
So
Thomas.
all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Eric
yeah.
Thomas is the bomb.
Yeah.
All the time.
It does help.
And one of the things too, like I say, cause we're dealing with, while we're going through this, to get on the deeper side, you're dealing with, unseen forces,
Right.
right?
Right.
So with the sage, what I do is the reason for the sage, I kinda got off subject, but the reason for the sage is because, in the beginning of history, or however they say is that sage, it has a lot of benefits, but
Absolutely.
it, kills negative energy.
Yeah.
Negative energy, and it purifies and kills
This is
bacteria for 24 hours. But they have other benefits, like 8-10 benefits of the sage, so.
So some sage in addition to the motivational videos that you're
Oil,
listening to,
essential oil, like
in
whatever
addition to the
essential.
stop method,
Yeah.
a combination of things, and I think
The
that
yoga.
I have another thing that I've started doing that's like a tip that I picked up in my own journey doing this is like a mental check-in. I don't do it every day, but I try like most days, just like asking myself these questions at the end of the day. What am I most grateful for? What brought me the most joy? What am I most proud of? That was something that was like hard to like be proud of myself for stuff. And then the last one, like, what do I want to let go of? And that one is also, I think, like a tricky one, because like, well, for example, with the anger, like, okay, I want to let go of anger, but like recognizing that that's like still an emotion. So for me, it's a lot of like releasing like judgment about having certain emotions. So just like a little check-in once in a while to build like those positive aspects of.
For me, I'm a real visual person, and so what I've done, a lot of times when I stand in the mirror, I'll like critique myself, and that dialogue starts, and so I have like 2 or 3 sticky notes on my mirror that say, like, you're beautiful, you know, don't let, you know, that kind of stuff, and, you know, remember.
For every negative thought, think of 3 good thoughts, 3 positive things as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's what I love so much about these groups is that it's like open dialogue to help and like actual tangible things that you can take. Yeah, I'm gonna
And,
take that post-it thing like
and
crazy.
sometimes one might not work for one, but another will work for another. I know last time my husband spoke about mindfulness, and Gerald called me up and he said, I never realized that when you think, you know, keep on thinking of the past, it's depression. And when you're too far in what's gonna happen 3 weeks from now, and I gotta do that, it's anxiety, and you got to balance, transition it, because that's what it takes, and that's all it is. You'll soon win, because you're aware of it. Now put the action to it. Try different things. Like I said, me, I'm like, I'm into the spirit, and oh no, you're not gonna take me that road, Lord. And I'm like, no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. Get behind me. And that's just the way I am. But some people, it's another way that they do it.
I've actually done a stop before. Didn't know, it just came out of nowhere. I was having negative thoughts, and I said out loud, I just said, stop. Stop.
Right.
It did work.
And it does. I mean, sometimes you're in the middle of someplace and you just can't yell stop. Well, you can if you want, because go right ahead and do it. But I mean, if it means that much, you're in the middle of a supermarket, stop! Everybody will just look at you. But if that's what you need at that time, go and do it.
Exactly.
To help yourself so that negativity will not win. And when you get when it doesn't win, pat yourself on the back. I got it this time. And then it becomes more and more and more. Woo!